to this video where I was up since 3 a.m. and I'm like a baby that wakes up every 2 hours either to be fed or changed. The only difference is that I don't actually need feeding and I am potty trained, thankfully. But I just don't sleep like I used to. I used to be such a great sleeper, and these days it just doesn't seem to happen that way. What an unfortunate development. So what do? I pick up my phone because I don't want to disturb anyone else in the household, and I sit there quietly in the dark and I start doom scrolling, as I like to call it. And what I mean by doom scrolling is I am in that kind of half awake state where thoughts start churning in my brain, and that is a terrible idea because the thought of getting back to sleep after my brain turns on and is activated, well, it's a bad habit. I shouldn't do it, but it did inspire this video, so I suppose it's not all bad. Anyway, I want to know if you ever doom scroll through YouTube or TikTok, which I don't look at TikTok or Instagram and think to yourself, I feel like I've seen this exact video 47 times already, and because it's the same sort of format. I mean, think about if you are an artist, like let's just say you're on Instagram, how many slow turns revealing a canvas have you seen? Same dance, or the same thumbnail, or the same soul-crushing lack of originality. And there is a reason for this. It's because it works. The algorithm likes it. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about this. I don't want to do a rant because that always seems a little too angry, and I would have to use my energy reserves in order to get really angry about something, which I find to be sort of unproductive. But maybe I'll call it thoughtful analysis about whether algorithms are turning creators into robotic trend chasers. And I personally think that they're trying really, really hard to do so. So let's dissect why your feed might look like a cloning experiment gone wrong, and how algorithms are the puppet masters, and how we might actually escape this digital hamster wheel. So let's dive right in. A sip of my coffee. Oh, celebrate the moments of your life. All right, so algorithms versus authenticity. I didn't know what an algorithm was. I actually had to kind of like think about what an algorithm actually was. I never thought about it, but I like to paint a picture with words. So I want you to picture a nosy librarian who's obsessed with your reading habits, but instead of books, she is shoving videos in your face based off of every click, every like, and every single ill-advised 3 a.m. watch session. So platforms like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, they use these algorithms to analyze your behavior, your watch time, your comments, even how long you stare at a thumbnail like it's a complex math problem. And their goal is to keep you glued to the screen longer. These algorithms, they don't care about creativity or authenticity. They're basically engagement junkies. And because I started my brain churning and I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at research studies so that you don't have to, I found that 60% of creators feel like they're auditioning for the algorithm's approval. How sad is that? That is so sad. So basically, if a 15-second TikTok dance or a thumbnail with a surprised face gets clicks, the algorithm is basically like, yes, more of that, peasants. And thus, we drown in a sea of identical content like we're all trapped in a bad remake of The Matrix. This is why your feed may feel like it's stuck on repeat. Algorithms, what do they amplify? What's already popular, which creates a feedback loop that's about as creative as a corporate PowerPoint. So okay, all right, let's talk about the creators. The poor souls caught in this algorithmic version of the Hunger Games. Imagine you're a YouTuber. You pour your heart into what you consider to be a masterpiece. Maybe it's a 10-minute vlog about your existential crisis, or maybe it's even this video that you put all these camera angles into and you narrated it because it's about the secret life of your cat. I don't care what it is, but you post it and tumbleweeds. Barely 100 views. So one day you end up creating reacting to viral TikTok videos. And boom, 10,000 views before you can say sellout. Guess what you're making next? Is it going to be your own original ideas? No, you're gonna follow the trends because the trends are what get you into that algorithm. And like I said in the last video, going viral with views, that can be addictive. People like what I'm doing, and the data is pretty grim. Creators who jump on trends like specific hashtags or that one overused song gain 40% more engagement than those who dare to be original. Because what's originality these days? Well, originality is kind of like bringing a Zen poetry book to a frat party. And so for many creators, especially smaller ones, it becomes more about gaming the algorithm and less about creating original content. That's somewhat problematic, don't you think? Because when everyone is churning out the same surprised face thumbnails, it's like we're all starring in a low-budget reboot of creativity. So what is this doing to us as the viewers? When algorithms shove the same content down our throats and turn our feeds into a digital equivalent of eating plain toast, not even with butter, for every single meal. That's not okay, and it's not exactly inspiring, and it's boring. And it's not just about boredom, it's what we're missing. Algorithms amplify mainstream content. And then you know what they do with all of the niche voices? They toss them in the internet's recycling bin. So that quirky cooking channel that teaches you how to, I don't know, like make vegan Ethiopian food, that gets buried. But the viral prank video that has 12 million views, that's front and center because it's all about engagement. And this isn't just bad for creators, it's rewriting culture. And YouTube used to be this chaotic, beautiful mess where anyone could share their originality, their authenticity, their weirdness, whatever it was. And if you think back to what early YouTube was like, grainy vlogs, unhinged skits, people teaching you how to knit a scarf for your dog, Benny. Now, algorithms act like these snobby bouncers at a club, only letting in the cool content. And by cool, I mean safe, predictable, and just about as groundbreaking as a beige carpet. And this spills over to other platforms as well, because let's talk about music for a sec, because it all sounds the same these days. We just celebrate sameness. This is becoming a rant. Oh God. I'm gonna go back to my more zen General Foods International coffee moment, okay. So Spotify's algorithm, I suddenly turned into Martha Stewart over here. So Spotify's algorithm is like, oh, you liked that one Taylor Swift song. Here's 50 more pop tracks that sound like they were manufactured in the same factory. Meanwhile, you've got this indie artist that does this cross between, you know, new wave and bluegrass, and they've got a banjo and a dream, and good luck to them getting noticed, because innovation, that's not promoted. When algorithms constantly favor what's already popular, we lose the opportunity to discover the next big thing, or new thing, or at least something that doesn't make us feel like we're stuck in a time loop. So the next question is, can we do anything to fix this sort of algorithmic dystopia? Perhaps we can, because I mean, I'm not saying that algorithms are evil. They're just tools that are programmed by humans who apparently hate surprises. But platforms, maybe they could tweak them to reward originality instead of engagement. And if we imagine an algorithm that gives you a gold star for being weirdly unique instead of copy-pasting trends, that would be kind of cool. And YouTube does have this new to you tab that kind of tried this, but at this point, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg, and I'm not one for Band-Aid solutions. And I don't know about TikTok, because I'm not on TikTok. I feel like TikTok is mostly a trend parade, and I think that Instagram is kind of turning into the same thing. So I don't think we should be holding our breath for big tech to save us, because it's probably not going to. But I mean, as viewers, we do have power. And maybe the thing that we need to do in order to give the algorithm a giant wedgie is to skip the 10th I tried the viral whatever challenge video and watch something from a small creator. Maybe if we like it and we comment and we share, we'll just pull that wedgie a little bit tighter. And as far as creators are concerned, I mean, I feel like the less trend drones we have, the better. If people start being themselves and unapologetically them, and making original content that isn't just for views and to, and I know, feed their bank account. I understand that people want to make money and everything, but you really don't have to trade your soul to afford Wi-Fi. That's just my opinion, because the people who love your content will love you for you, not your ability to lip sync or react to videos or whatever it is. But these reaction videos have really taken over YouTube. Like, that's what happens though. It's like people want to see another person's reaction. We're built like that. It's the most bizarre thing. It's kind of like the people who always want to deliver bad news to somebody because they want to see their reaction. What is wrong with us as a society? So are algorithms killing creator authenticity? They're trying. They certainly are trying, I believe. But I don't think that we are completely helpless. I think that we can fight back by supporting creators who dare to be different, by telling platforms to stop treating us like predictable robots. But let me know what you think. You know, is your feed a clone factory? And creators, are you tired of dancing for the algorithm? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you think about this. And if this video didn't make you want to throw your phone into a lake, maybe give it a thumbs up or subscribe, and we could have some more thoughtful analysis about the internet's nonsense and the art world's nonsense and whatnot. But let's keep the fight for authenticity alive and make the internet an original place again. Make it authentic again. And hey, listen, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, unless the algorithm hides it, which could happen. Delicious. Bye for now.